Another year is wrapping up. Let's talk about maximizing the next 365 days to truly up your game. That's this week on the Badass Agile Podcast. Greetings, team. Welcome to the Badass Agile Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Williams. Team, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for everyone who has been listening, tuning in, spreading the word this year. I'm truly grateful for each and every one of you. Now let's finish up this year strong. Should we be preparing right now for next year? Yes. While everyone else is eating turkey, getting plump, taking it easy, let's stay ahead of the competition. Let's keep sharpening the iron. But first, let's remember why we're here. To create an elite tribe of leaders who truly serve their clients and communities by doing what matters and what works. Relentlessly chasing value and excellence like a badass. There's so many resources about what you need to do to be agile, but we're focused on who you need to become in order to lead teams. So let's hammer down those fundamentals to create a unique and powerful force in this industry. And if this helps you, don't forget to tell your friends. Well, hold on. Why plan? I thought we as Agilists minimize planning. Yes, we do, but we don't eliminate it. Because if you don't know where you're going and what your forward landscape looks like, you're going to hit problems you're not prepared for. And if you don't have some direction, you're going nowhere. So what I want you to do is start with a vision for the next 365 days. Now, you can build that vision by yourself, but it's way more fun to do it with your team. So this year, why not host a holiday open space if you have time to do some joint visioning with your crew? Because remember this, your reason for doing everything matters more than anything. Intention matters, guys. So picture where you're going to be this time next year. Picture all of it. The snow. What sweater are you wearing? Where are you? What does your team have that they didn't have this year? What does your practice look like? How big is it? How many team members? How many people? Where are you sitting? What things have you produced? What done things are in the can? Have you as an agile leader created videos, documents, books? Have you published articles? Who do you report to? What do your daily or weekly sessions look like? How powerful is your reach? Where in the organization are you doing and living agility? Now, you may find it best to separate your client practice from your personal practice, by the way, because you may also have personal goals. Maybe you're thinking of doing a podcast of your own or writing a book, public speaking at conferences or elsewhere. Maybe you just want to run some meetups. Maybe you want to write some articles, whatever it may be. As long as your vision is rooted in service, you're good to go. But hey, at this time of year, if you want to dream about lifestyle a little bit, that's okay too. There is nothing wrong with picturing where you're going to live. What does your life look like? How often do you work? What kinds of freedoms and advantages has your work ethic created for yourself, your friends, and your family? But whatever you come up with, write it all down. And take a few weeks to sculpt it, by the way. Put it in a place where you can not only see it, but modify it. So some typical examples that I used this year for a client agile transformation were, in 1 year, what do I want to have in terms of training and learning resources delivered? How many teams will I have and how big will they be? What kinds of marketing activities do we have and use routinely to spread the word of Agile throughout a huge organization? How often do I sit down with my team for one-on-one coaching? How often do I sit down with executives for one-on-one mindset coaching? What does our external presence look like? Can we take some of our wins and turn them into publications? Are we as a crew attending events and contributing to the public knowledge base of Agile? What are some of our practice goals? Like, what are the wins that we want to get in the first place? How many business units do we want to agilize? How many projects do I want to have in our purview? And once you know what the world looks like 1 year from today, build a backlog. So figure out what epics you've got to tackle. What are the big things that you have to finish building or becoming to get to those goals? So I need a team size of 20. I want to release 5 instructional videos. Done, in the can. I want to have 100 daily website hits. I want to be signed up for 2 events. I want to release 4 publications. Get those big goals really specific and on the board. Now, if you can go deeper, great. So if you know in order to get a team size of 20, you're going to have to get in on a university hiring fair, write it down. And do it just like you would do it with any other project or product goal. Put it in Jira, put it on a whiteboard, whatever you do, and spit out everything you can think of. What will it take in the next year to get to that vision? What are the big chunks of activity? And remember, you don't have to get this right. You just have to dream up something, some place to start. That's how we do it in Agile, right? Now, of all of these items that you come up with, some won't make sense, but some will be really clear, and some will be really present in the sense that you know they're the things you have to do next. So of all the items, pick the 3 highest priority ones and put them in a separate spot. These are your 3-month targets. So whichever you choose, come up with 3 things for each that you need to start doing right now, today, in order to have a hope of hitting those targets in 3 months. And remember, precision not required. What do you think? What's a likely plan? So now you have a 3 and 3. What are your 3 biggest priorities? What are the 3 things you have to start working on in order to likely hit those priorities in about 3 months? Now focus on January. What are the high-level activities and outcomes in 1 or 2 week sprints that you're going to attack in the month of January so that you can track and measure yourself? Now remember, at the end of January, you won't be finished your 3-month goals, but you'll have some kind of proof of concept, maybe a draft, a viable increment of it, something that proves that it's working. Then plan out the first week of January in detail. What will you have by the end of that week? How are you roughly going to spend Wednesday? This is a bit like sprint planning, so this should be totally familiar to you and your teams. And remember that all of this will change. Much of it will fail, but at least it is a plan with some direction and some forethought, some intention. Now, go execute. Whatever you do, don't trash this plan. You can completely change it and reform it anytime you want. But starting today, you do things with intention. Long and short range goal setting that stretches and focuses you and your team. Now, I'm excited to hear 1 year from now how it pans out for you. So go get after it. Wait. Go get some turkey, then go get after it. Hey, want some inspiration to help stay sharp and reinforce the badass Agile mindset and practices? Then stop in every weekday. Grab the latest iteration of my new book. Go to badassagile.com and subscribe to get the coming week's pages right in your inbox, or check it out at medium.com. Just search for the working title, Field Notes for the Agile Leader. Folks, thank you for listening. You can reach out at badassagile.com or find me on Twitter at badass_agile. I'll see you next time, and until then, stay badass.